Hi guys and gals, it's me again, Saturday afternoon at the train yard. Today I thought I'd go through how I do it. Remember, all of my videos are how I do it, not how it's done. It is how I do it. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make loads for gondolas. The scrap metal, the cubes that come in. I've got a couple of them here that I've already done. This one is one that I did for a friend of mine. It's just painted. I haven't gotten a hold of him as to whether he wants it weathered or not. This one is, for my layout, it's one that got weathered. Sorry about that. I'm still getting used to this video stuff. These are weathered. They're painted a light gray and then weathered with pastels, which is my favorite method of weathering. Now, what I do in starting these is I get aluminum foil. Just your standard, everyday, run-of-the-mill aluminum foil. I get it at the dollar store. Face it, I'm a cheap son of a gun. The cheaper, the better. I save all of my heavy-duty money for my trains. Anyway, I get that, and then I rip off about, maybe 6 inches one way, and then 8 inches the other way. Then I just take these and wad them into a ball. And you're saying, why wad them into a ball when you're making cubes? Well, simple. I'm a strange person. I use slip things. What I do is I have measured out my Athearn gondola, and it's 8 foot wide on the inside. So what I do is I get these cubes to be about 3.5 scale feet by 3.5 scale feet by 3.5 scale feet. It fits, because there will be some expansion as we go along. Then I use these slippers, and I have measured the when they're parallel. They're 3.5 feet, scale feet. And I get these squished down to an essential cube. Like this, that's all. Pure and simple. Don't squeeze them too low or won't be in the gondola, they'll be scenery at the junkyard. And I do that with however many I want to work with at the time. Right now I'll just show you 2 of them, if that's okay. There I am. I'm looking at my screen when I should be looking up at the camera instead of that. I fall into that a lot. So if I'm looking here, I'm looking at the screen. If I'm looking here, I'm looking at the camera. I like to have fun in life. Okay? Now, we do this. I'll do 4 of them. And get them as close to each other as possible. They don't have to be exact. Nothing in the world is exact, in my opinion. If you think you mess it up, just squeeze it again with your hand into the ubiquitous ball. Then just keep doing this. Don't pinch your fingers. Trust me, I've done it and it hurts. You come up with these. You get about, I'm going to get 4 of them made. Yeah, I know it gets boring after a while. Sorry. Just move them around in your hand. You'll see that it's not perfect. Nothing in the world is. Trust me, I've been in the world 70 years. I haven't found anything perfect yet. Okay, now with that being done, you can see that they're quite irregular. They're not the same size. Well, what I do is I take my ubiquitous scale ruler, gotta have one, and I measure it, and it looks like it's about 5 feet by 5 feet, which is fine. Then I take the friendly, fun-loving, my ruler hit the floor, my hammer, and just pound them down. Now when you're pounding, firm surface underneath. That way it gets the bottom part and you can feel it. Then I put it on, you can feel, there we go. Then I put it on to onto the side, and if it sits funny, you can whack the other edge of it until it sits straight. Then to test it out, I just put it in the gondola. Doesn't really make much difference which hammer you use. I've used a tack hammer, but it has a smaller head and would be good for N scale, but since I do HO, totally dedicated to HO, this is what I do. Okay. Then I drop this one next to the one that's in there, and it ain't going to fit. So I take out the first one again, see where it's starting to bulge back out again. They'll do that. And then I test fit it again. And this is trial and error a lot of the time. There. It fits. It's not going to look like the one next to it. It shouldn't look like the one next to it. They got to be a little different. You look at these as the train passes you, you'll see they're different. Some people don't like this. That's their thing in life. I happen to like the system. I like the looks of it. Somewhat of a cube. And plop it in the gondola. There's the other one. Hey, I never said I was going to be an exciting presenter, did I? This is just the way I do it, and I'm Mr. Boring. There. So then we've got 4 of them, and mercifully, they actually fit. So when it takes about 22 of those 3.5 by 3.5 by 3.5 cubes to fill the 50-foot Athearn gondola. And you can do it so that you just put one in every time you want to. Just have them all in a box. And then when you need the load to go out, just put them all in. Me, I'm basically lazy. I like to do this way, where they're all on the same thing, and you can just, I'll take these out, pull into the scrap yard, boom, load it up, good to go. and they come out nice and easy. This board that I have underneath it is just black mat board for framing, for whatever you want to use it for. I use it because I was a framer at one time and I have a little bit of scraps left over. I told you I was cheap. On the other side, I always mark what car it goes into. Athearn 50-footer. Doesn't have to have like this Irigon. No, it doesn't have to have that on it because they're all pretty much mass produced. Then I drop this in. The tape is on it to keep it in place. Then I start doing this and putting them in. I test fit 2 of them. They seem to work pretty good. Then I glue them together. And what glue do I use? It was right here. Oh, poop. There it is. I cleaned my desktop off. That's why I can't find anything. What I do is I glue them together using Walther's Goo. This stuff. I love it. It sticks anything to anything. I don't use the ACCs or the Gorilla Super Glue gels or whatever because they have a tendency not to work too well with this. They don't work well with porous items. And this stuff is quite porous. You should see it suck up the paint. Well, I glue those 2 together like that. Then test fit again, make sure I got it there. And touch of glue on the bottom. Touch of glue on the bottom. And put it in. Stick it home. It takes maybe a full hour for it to really set well. But then I go on to the next one, and what I do is pretty much the same process. I put them together, see that they're going to fit, and again, a little bit of Walther's Goo. Like that. Now, what I do on this time is to make sure that they're going to be really secure. I touch the bottom. Then I touch the sides that are going to be touching the 2 that are already in there. This goo will also squirt out of the cracks. If it does, don't sweat it. It takes paint very well. Then I put them in like that. Works for me. You get all 22 of them in, let them sit on that for a day, then you paint them up. Now you're going to notice that there's going to be little bright spots flowing through. Well, big whoop. You can take the time it takes to go in and cover them up, but I think I like it when they do because it pops out at me. And it looks like it was compressed, and it was a little shiny piece of metal that did it. Could be a piece of aluminum that don't rust. So that's what I do. Number 1, I do have fun with it. Number 2, it's therapy for me. I need to do stuff like this for me. It's just the way it is for me. I need to do things well. Or not well, but to the best of my ability. Okay. Inside, inside, bottom, bottom. These don't take long. It takes longer to paint them up than it does to put them together. Like that. Then when you get them done, put them on the layout. People will go, ooh, that looks good. So, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Have fun. Enjoy life. enjoy your railroads, but most of all, stay safe. Take care, all. Thank you very much, and have a great Saturday and Sunday. Bye-bye.